In late 2021, Hilti invited Pro Tour Reviews and a couple dozen of our closest friends to Switzerland. We attended the world debut of Hilti Neuron battery technology, as well as saw a bunch of their updated power tools. In fact, releasing around 70 tools at the event, mostly featuring brushless motors, the launch was one of the largest we'd seen since we started covering power tools back in 2008. Hilti Neuron power tools and batteries use a combination of 22-volt and 2x22-volt configurations to tackle both handheld and larger power tools and equipment. At the heart of Hilti Nuron, you'll find 4 or so different battery packs. A majority of the Hilti Nuron batteries use 21700 cells exclusively and individually generate 22 volts in various capacities. Used in pairs, Hilti Nuron tools can generate even more power with a lower overall current draw. That translates into an easier load for products like power cutters, demo hammers, and more. The 4 different battery packs include a 2.5 amp hour, a 3.95 amp hour, a 7.9 amp hour, and triple stack pack around 12 amp hours. Since both the Hilti Nuron 22 volt power tools and 2x22 volt tools use the same batteries, you've got a large assortment of products operating off a single battery platform. Here's a look at some key products we got our hands on during the event. The Hilti TE 2022 breaker hammer made quick work of a concrete slab. This breaker packed a punch and seemed to have enough runtime to get a good amount of work done. With only a 35-minute recharge time on the packs using their 8-amp charger, a few sets of batteries might keep you from having to use air or a cord for most small-scope demo work. We next tested the 14-inch Hilti DSH 622 power cutter, cutting concrete slabs, blocks, even stacks of 1-inch rebar. Also powered by a pair of 22-volt Neuron batteries, the DSH 622 looked and felt like a gas cutter. Using a nice rocking motion, Ben from Toolbox Buzz cut through a 16-inch section of 4-inch slab in around 45 seconds. Not to be outdone, Rob Robillard from Toolbox Buzz took a turn slicing through a piece of 1-inch number 8 rebar in just 15 seconds. Later, we took the saw through 4 pieces at once. No matter what we did, it cut smoothly and the weight feels very manageable. We used the SR422 one-handed reciprocating saw in a variety of applications, including some overhead cutting. Hilti really needed an updated 18-volt version to their SR2A12 12-volt recip saw, and this model shows enough juice to warrant an upgrade. The Hilti SC30WL22 rear handle saw also had a ton of power, delivered lots of torque to the blade for cutting multiple sheets of plywood, OSB, HDF, and MDF board. The saw features a side-mounted battery that stays out of your way and puts the weight more forward. We like that. It also has a plastic rafter hook and a somewhat thin but wide front handle. Overall, this Neuron-powered battery saw should be a great rear handle contender. The AG4S22 angle grinder includes an updated 3D ATC, or automatic torque control system. This actually switches off the tool and activates the disc brake when there's a sudden, uncontrolled movement in any direction. 3D ATC also includes the Hilti SenseTech system. This uses a sensor to detect when the operator's hand is removed. If that happens, the tool engages the electric brake. And that melds for the first time the safety of a paddle switch grinder with the convenience of a lock-on slide switch. We tested both systems in several different ways and multiple times to see if we could trip it up. It works very consistently and intuitively, even while wearing gloves. Hilti showed us a ton of new cutting and crimping tools that should appeal to those in the plumbing and electrical trades. They support at least RLS and ProPress crimping heads, and we were able to test out these tools on site, including Hilti copper wire cutters, ProPress copper pipe press tools, the Nun 5422 electrical crimping tool, and Hilti RLS copper press tools. Of course, we saw a lot more Hilti tools. We got our hands on the SR622 reciprocating saw to test it out on 2x4 lumber. The new SC4WL22 6.5-inch circular saw made confident crosscuts without breaking a sweat. We checked out die grinders on stainless steel pipe, nibblers on steel roofing. Our friend Rob Robillard went to town with the SCO622 drywall cutout tool. There is the SF6H22 hammer drill, which we used to drive 1-inch spade bets through 2x while testing its torque control features. I got my hands on the SID622 impact driver to send coated deck screws through 4-inch thick lumber. Rob played with the SD5022 drywall screw gun with SDM2 collated screw attachment. Hilti released the SCML22 metal cutting saw, which Ben from Toolbox Buzz tested on some square steel tubing. What else? We ran the GTB 6X22 tube belt sander on the outside surface of stainless 6-inch pipe. We checked out a demo of their HDE 522 smart dispenser for setting epoxy anchors. Even a new 22-volt vacuum was on display. Overall, there were simply too many tools to list them all here. So you might ask, are the new Hilti Neuron batteries compatible with older 22-volt power tools? Not directly, no. They do have a BA22 battery adapter to mate new Neuron batteries with older tools. The downside is, well, it's about the size of one of their 2.6 amp hour battery packs. That means a rather clunky interface if you want to use the new battery packs with older tools. Hilti Neuron tools and batteries launched January 12, 2022 in Canada and the USA, with shipments beginning in March. This doesn't feel like just another battery platform. It's much larger. Hilti plans to go all in, using their sales platform to help transition customers to the new tools from existing products. By 2023, they hope to be ready for a global launch. Visit the Hilti website for more information. If you've got any questions about Hilti Neuron tools, or you want to know if there's particular tools that we saw that we didn't talk about in this video, go ahead and leave a comment below. And as always, thanks for watching.